Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Take 5 with Abby and Crystal. I'm Abby McCleary, the Colleague Lifestyle Medicine and Wellness Coordinator here at St. Joe's in Ann Arbor. And today we're going to focus on something that every one of us does, but maybe we don't put that much thought into, and that's sleep. We're going to talk a little bit about the negative impacts that sleep can have on our physical and emotional health if we don't get enough of it. But we're going to also focus on tips and tricks to really help you be successful in attaining that restorative sleep that we all need. So I really like this Irish proverb. I think it sums it up well. It says, a good laugh and a long sleep are the best cures in the doctor's book. And we're going to take a look at why that is. So today we'll talk about what is sleep, how does sleep impact health, how much sleep do I need, what are some barriers to sleep, and how do I enhance my sleep. So we'll touch on calming your mind for sleep, planning for sleep, setting up your room for restorative sleep, and even some foods that will help you sleep. So what is sleep? You know, a lot of us just don't put that much thought into it, but sleep is really a complex physiological process of restoration and renewal for our body, and it truly is foundational for health. Sleep is often ignored or taken for granted, but considerable research has shown that it's definitely a pillar of good health. So how much sleep do we really need? It does vary from person to person, and it definitely changes depending on our age. But the consensus is that most adults need between 7 and 8, maybe even up to 9 hours of sleep consistently. And not disrupted sleep either. So we want that to be that truly restorative kind. So what happens if we don't get enough sleep? How does that impact our health? Well, the body profoundly needs sleep, and when a person doesn't get enough of it, it will impact all systems of the body. And this picture demonstrates that, I think, pretty effectively. You can see that there really is no part of us that is untouched by not getting enough sleep. In the short term, not getting enough sleep can lead to sluggishness and low attention span and, moodiness. But in the long term, it can actually impact our physical health. So you can see here type 2 diabetes, heart disease, our blood pressure can have an impact on our immune system, even weight gain. And so it truly is important to develop a strong sleep routine so that we're getting that consistent restorative sleep that we need. So what are some of the barriers to sleep? You know, they can be psychological factors like stress and anxiety. We've probably all experienced that, where we're trying to fall asleep and our mind is racing about maybe something that's coming up the next day or something that's stressing us. Maybe we wake up in the night and we have those racing thoughts. We just can't seem to turn our mind off. Other factors that could influence sleep are actually the physical environment. So if there's too much noise, if it's too hot or too cold, if there's too much light, and that can all have an impact as well. And then certain medications or supplements that some of us may be taking can also impact sleep. So what do we do to really enhance our sleep? Sleep is not passive. It requires a proactive routine. And we recommend that folks stick to that even on the weekends. A lot of times we're asked, well, what time should I go to bed? Really, any routine that has a bedtime before midnight or so and allows for 7 to 8 hours of interrupted sleep is reasonable. We also know that getting regular physical activity in the morning or afternoon, so kind of in that earlier part of the day, not too close to bedtime, can help us get a better night's sleep. Outdoor light exposure is really impactful on our sleep because it helps keep our circadian rhythm, so kind of our body's internal clock, synchronized. Certain things that we eat or drink, maybe, caffeine-containing beverages, can really impact our ability to fall asleep. And so we recommend that you avoid those close to bedtime. The other thing we talk about is a power down routine. So really disconnecting from tablets, TV, our phones, at least 2 hours before bed. those are really very stimulative activities when we're looking on our phone or watching TV. So that can get our minds racing again. And they also often have blue light, which has been shown to impact our ability to fall asleep because it decreases melatonin production and increases cortisol. So how do we prepare our environment to enhance sleep? We really want to be, crafting our surroundings to support optimal sleep. So as I mentioned before, just using the bedroom only for sleep, not having a TV, laptop, tablet, etc. In the bedroom. And we find through research that ideally the temperature should be between 60 and 67 degrees because a drop in core body temperature is a signal for the whole body to go to sleep. Sometimes light can impact our sleep, and so we want to really set our bedroom up like a calm, cool, dark cave. And so maybe trying blackout curtains or an eye mask, covering any clocks or other lights in the room can really be helpful. And if noise is an issue for you, some people even, wear earplugs to sleep or use white noise to help cancel out some of those distracting noises that can disrupt sleep. And what about timing? Some things that we consider is what time we eat dinner or even a heavier snack. We want to do that at least 2 hours before bed because our body really needs time to begin metabolizing and absorbing the food. Also, people ask about naps. Keeping naps to a shorter length can be beneficial, and really we recommend 20 to 30 minutes at the most if you are a person who's going to take a nap, because that prevents us from going into deep sleep during our nap. And if we do that, that can extend the duration of the nap, and then when we wake up we feel even more sluggish. It can also interfere with our nighttime sleep if we're napping for too long. And we got to remember that naps do not make up for chronic sleep loss or poor quality of nighttime sleep. So lastly, I wanted to touch about some foods that can help enhance our sleep. You may have heard of tryptophan, and that is really evidence-based, that foods high in tryptophan may help us fall asleep. I have some pictured here, kind of nuts, seeds, bananas, honey, oatmeal, whole grains, calcium-containing foods. There's some research behind cherries or unsweetened cherry juice because that's a natural source of melatonin. And then tea, like uncaffeinated tea, like chamomile tea, can help us relax and fall asleep. The things we really want to stay away from when we're looking to enhance sleep are really high protein, high fat foods. Those are difficult to digest and can cause weight gain and disrupt our sleep cycles. Caffeine containing foods and beverages, like we mentioned. And then people ask about alcohol. Alcohol might help us fall asleep, but it can also lead to interrupted sleep. And so we don't recommend alcohol, within 4 to 6 hours of going to bed. And it's also important to stay hydrated during the day, but avoid filling up on liquids right before bed because we know that that can lead to bathroom breaks during the night. So we hope you've enjoyed this kind of 5-minute summary of sleep. Hope you learned something new. If you have more questions, please always feel free to reach out to the lifestyle medicine team. We have our contact information listed there. And if you feel like you're having, true sleep issues, we'd like you to reach out to your primary care team, so your primary care physician and your care team can really help address those. So we appreciate your time so much today and look forward to seeing you on our next video.